As you open your mouth, you feel something stretching against the skin of your upper lips. And as the mouth is open, you feel something snapping of bone through your skull. And he screams. He shouts like an abandoned baby, like a person confronted with his own death.
I sink my teeth in him.
This is Red Moon Roleplay.
The sirens of the Hospitalier ambulance taking the victim, Michael, off to St. Henry's for treatment. Maybe I'll make it. Fade into the sounds of the city. It's the end of the workday, around 5:30, and it's just 4 hours until the sun will set and a bomb go off. Ellis is in Michael's small bathroom, stuffing her bloody clothes into Tesco bags and cleaning up. The shower starts up. For a few minutes, you, Paul, and Francis are by yourselves in the room. Around you is the messy but minimally decorated and white-grey apartment. Trash, cans of lager, tomato juice, and books on the floor. The smart IKEA storage unit's drawers half open and full of a mess of papers, wires, and defunct electronic devices, cameras, phones, junk.
I sit there, grinding my teeth in intense silence as I'm staring towards the toilet door where I hear the shower come from. I don't know what to make of this. I really don't know.
I purse my lips as I move over to Richards, and I say, I'm afraid I look to the bathroom. Sergeant Ellis has been compromised. Her methods, her motives, I don't really know what they are. But we're going to have to put that aside for the moment. Maybe even use it, because we don't have time. We don't have time for me to send her into isolation or hospital. She'll refuse anyway, possibly turn violent. Instead, we need to find a way of turning this to our advantage for now.
You see a hint of sadness, perhaps, in my eyes as they slowly turn cold, and you see me going back into work mode. As you know I do. And I'm following my tenet, grace under pressure, be cold in crisis. As I turn off the sadness that I feel that we might have lost a good colleague. It's a real tragedy, this. But I say, fine. If she can lead us to... I don't know. I really don't know what she was doing now, whatever this mess is. I don't know if it's a sidetrack or if it could help us at all.
You look at the blood stain on the floor. The London Met's forensics haven't been here. It's just been 30 minutes, maybe, since the crime. Ketawara has promised to keep this under wraps at least for an hour or two more. Or was this just a crazy person, a victim of your unstable colleague?
The truth is, I'm not sure, I think to myself. Don't know what she could have actually done. All I know is, it doesn't make any sense. I look to Richard and say, listen, I don't actually know what she did here. I don't understand how she could have just attacked the individual. The wounds on the individual's person were very suspicious, but it doesn't really matter. Personally, I think he probably was a lead. Something that would have been useful. For some reason, she didn't want us finding this out. But there's no point confronting her, not even reprimanding her. If we do it now, we're just going to waste time and we're not going to find this bomb. So here's my proposal. I hate to say it, but we're gonna have to. For now, pretend her story works for you. I'm gonna back you up. I'll say, of course. An individual decided to kill himself in front of you. Makes perfect sense, Ellis. It's hilarious, really. If she was her usual self, she would know her story is full of holes, but I think she's no longer operating on her normal facilities. At least not fully. I don't really know. What I'd suggest is this. We let her, when we get back, lead the investigation, how she sees fit. My theory is she's going to try and make contact with these individuals, if she hasn't already. Maybe even join with them. I don't know. Part of me still hopes that maybe that's not true. But we don't have time to risk me being wrong or right. I don't know. I just think we have to roll with this for now. If we call her out now, she's just going to probably run.
Whenever this virus, or whatever it is, and I listen, is the shower still going?
Still going.
And I continue. Whenever this virus, or whatever it was, transferred to her, it must have been getting in contact with a dog. I'm surprised I didn't get it. I got a huge bite in my chest. I don't know if it had anything to do with her expiring on the same night, if that is true. I don't know. Her injuries were very severe, but if that is true, I wonder if they know that she has the disease. If she has the virus, if they know it, then surely they will seek her out. For now, I think what we can go for is whatever the office has found in terms of search materials of, what we gave them, perimeters, dogs, anything going down in Croydon. And we'll try to connect that. We'll ask her for a hunch or a clue where we can take it from there.
Exactly. The key now is going to be to stop resisting her plans. That's been the issue the whole time. I think if she thinks finally we're on her side, she'll lead us straight to a potential lead. Of course, it's important that you make the call to Khan now, so that we are ready to countermand her orders when we need to. From this point on, he needs to know she is basically the equivalent of an enemy informant, I'm afraid.
Yeah, of course. I'll call Kitwara then.
She's seemingly multitasking. There's the beating of keyboards to the side as she comes on. Hello, can you keep it quick?
Yeah, Kitwara, I just want to know if we have any progress reports on the parameters that we sent out for possible video footage in Croydon. Any updates on clues or anything that we could search for?
For the with the parameters we have now, the dogs, it's not really working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any concrete faces, names? Who you want me to run next?
The only names that we have were the possible ones that that Ellis was in contact with. She was speaking to a contact, and this resulted in what we have up here currently. But if I understand things correctly...
Yeah, the victim, he seems to be a Michael Coventry, 32, residence of City of London. He's got the address, his dad got the address before him. His economic history looks really fishy, up and down.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you finding there?
Yeah, he's been basically dirt-ass poor despite having had a major inheritance. He's blown it on something, and he's got a lot of absent days from work, and he's got one arrest these are 3 different civil disorder arrests for filming people in the region of outside the Walrus and the Carpenter. He's been arrested twice outside of the bar, and once about 2 blocks from there.
He's got some strange sort of fascination with Sergeant Ellis. I don't know if
one of these goes back a year, so it can't really be Ellis.
No, it must be something that is connected to her somehow, or why he was interested in her as well. What did you say the name of the pub was?
The Walrus and the Carpenter. It's near Old Billingsgate.
near Billingsgate.
Yeah.
Fine. Anything that links these two footages? Did you get the actual footage?
We have Nigel. Nigel's out. He's out now. He's in Croydon. At the he's on location down at the by the railroad. So he's watching. He's got all the railroad camera feeds now.
But what about Michael? This Michael, if he was caught filming outside these locations, were you able to observe anything in the... I assume that the tapes were found, the material was found, was it not?
There's been no search of the apartment. We haven't gotten in anything as of yet. And on that note, I think I can hold off any London Police Department coming to the crime scene for about, say, 1 hour and 30 minutes more, if I'm good.
I look around in the room. Is there a computer in here?
Not in here. The apartment has a small kitchenette area, the messy living room, and what seems to be a door that is ajar to the side, and then the bathroom, of course. It's small, compactly built. The slabs in the kitchenette are like black polished marble.
Good. Okay. That's something at least. We'll see if we can find something in here.
Yeah, glad to be of assistance. Yeah, anything else?
Thank you, Kitwara, I say. I'll come back to you if I get anything else.
Good. Cheers. Over and out.
Click the phone and I look at Ward. Let's scan this place. This guy is clearly a weirdo, but if he has some sort of obsession that is linked to our current situation, then let's see if we find it. Any computers, any sort of files might be useful.
I suppose it's worth staying just for a moment. Very well, and I will begin a cursory investigation of the area.
Me too. I'll look in every cupboard, everything you can open, under the carpet, possible secret compartment. This guy is clearly a weirdo. He might go all the way.
And I'll check any computers or phones.
This is familiar territory for the both of you. Complementing each other, you quickly start establishing the pattern of objects here and what's the general trends. There's loads of nutrients, vitamins, bottles strewn around, books on fire breath yoga and breathitarianism, surviving on sun and breath alone. There's a bunch of self-published conspiracy books about the reptilian conspiracy, dark matter, stuff like that. Thriller, urban fantasy novels, some crime fiction, Ulysses, Gravity's Rainbow, there's stuff on 2012 and a bunch of books of portrait drawing, medical journals, books, hematology, a shelf in the storage unit just filled with them. On the floor there are traces of somebody having done artwork. There's scraps of pencils and so on. And in the TV table in front of the flat screen, you find shoved in a bunch of sketches, attempts of sketching a woman, pencil, charcoal. Really shitty, most of them. In the bedroom, there's a mess. On the bed is a laptop computer, a Dell, quite an office model. It's password locked, of course. On the floor, there's a few printouts, so it looks like surveillance photos, but they're so badly printed, most of them are crumpled up. The bathroom, messy, nothing special.
And it's occupied, right?
Yeah, it is occupied. You are now starting to get ready for toweling up, by the way. So yeah, the kitchenette is the place you haven't checked so far, but the rest you think you have about the lay of the land. And you, Ellis, you're in front of the steamy bathroom mirror.
How do I feel?
You're warm. You're vibrant. You feel like you just got out of a cold shower and you made some progress. You feel good, strong, focused. You got shit to do and you're ready to do it. Your whole body is buzzing with anxious, nervous but powerful energy. You feel great. You look blushed, reddish, cheeks full, red. It looks like your skin is smoother after you just did one of your rare face care sessions. Feels great.
I look into the mirror and studies myself, and then I say to my reflection, blank bodies. My ass. There's nothing blank about this. And then I just button my shirt and goes out to see what the others are doing.
I'm going over the place. We're both going over the place. You can see us doing that. And as you come out, I'm sort of limping around as good as I can, occasionally having to sit down at the places, at the things that I find. But as you come out, I say, good, you're done. I just had a call with Kitawara. We were talking about this individual that lives here. Apparently some Michael. Clearly a little bit disturbed, some sort of obsession. Been caught filming outside pubs. We are currently just looking through to see if there's anything here that can help us before we go. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm just, It said something about a place. Yes, did Kedora's... Which pub?
He had been filming outside a pub called the Walrus and the Carpenter. I look at my notes.
Yes.
Anything you heard him mention?
Yeah, let's go there. I think that is a good lead. Are you alright, Paul? You don't look so good.
I feel like shit. I say that. And then I laugh, actually. Yeah.
And I laugh with you. Can I do something?
I don't know. Let's... could you have a look over there? Or in the kitchenette, perhaps. See if you find anything. We're not hoping to find much here. Maybe you're right that that's the best lead to go for now. He didn't mention any names or anything while you were talking to him, did he?
No, just that he had visited that bar because he had some kind of idea, I think. I don't know. I didn't really get it. I just know he talked about it. He was so confused. But let's check that out.
Yeah, sounds good. Would you mind looking in the kitchenette? And I talk loudly as I say. Furthermore, he seems to have come from some sort of rich background, big inheritance. He didn't come into work properly. Still, he was poor, so I'm not sure where all that money went into. It would be interesting to find something here as well.
I start looking into the kitchenette.
Yeah, as you start on the fridge, you remember his whispered confessions, his suspicion that is Kenneth Wilson, one of the bodies that he had seen rise in the morgue. He's the guy who frequented this pub. That's the name. Of course, the others don't know that. Is he one of them? Are you? Why does he only have liquid food? There's a well-used blender on the kitchenette, but the rest seems to be fruit juices and different purees and some foul designer vitamin nutrition shake. Different unmarked bottles.
It seems empty here. Don't think we will find that much here, honestly.
Matches along with the weird books about breathology, I say as I put one in the shelf. And do I find anything else in there, in this sort of living space?
It's the sketches, of course. They seem to be the same subject, all of them.
Okay. Anything I recognize?
There's a woman in her late 20s, maybe, dark hair, thin lips, always in a tight smile, high arching eyebrows, and a slightly drooping left eye. It seems that he's repeatedly trying to capture her.
It's not Javaria, is it?
It's no one you recognize straight up, no, it's not.
Come have a look at this, Ellis.
I go over to him.
Is there anyone you recognize?
Do I?
You do not recognize her.
No.
Could you take some photos of these and send over to the team?
Sure. Take out my phone.
There's sometimes little notes like brown or red, the colors denoted by text rather than coloring, or like ruffled hair. There's also a name, Bucheski, scribbled.
Bucheski. You send that too?
Yeah, sure.
Bucheski. What do you do? How's it going in the bedroom, Francis?
While they've been speaking, I've had a look at this computer. I know a trick or two, and I can't imagine a basic Microsoft Windows password is going to be that hard to bypass. So I have tried a little hard drive reboot if I can to see if I can access this computer.
Yeah, going to the BIOS is usually the fastest way, unless you go for the wireless, but that's just going to give you the whatever meager contents this person has online. So, yes, that would be a test for your computers plus intelligence, I believe. And this is, while it's not a super complex task, it can be a time-consuming one. So it's going to take about 25-30 minutes per roll you make. And yeah, you need to gather up a number of successes here.
I shall roll 6 dice. 4 successes.
This person has never heard of BitLocker or anything like that. It's a fairly easy process, about a quarter of an hour, about the same time that Ellis discovers nothing and they're looking at the pictures. You got it. He's got a short code for a certain common part of the blood cell as his password. Not impossible. And there it is. The whole thing laid open. Mostly photographs. Tons of them. A couple of personal files, not much in the way of notes, but pictures. So many pictures.
Something tells me I'm not going to have much time to go over all this now, but I am, of course, going to just start clicking on any images, see if I can see anything.
All of them seem to show the same person, at least initially. From a distance, fairly close, inside a pub, shitty resolution, bad lighting conditions. Many of them are just feet, part of an elbow, but sometimes him rounding a corner. He doesn't fit into the banker after work crowd where he's mostly filmed. It's dusk or dark in all the pictures. He's short, thin, a mop of unruly chestnut hair and a thick-set jaw, arms covered with a mess of tattoos. There's more of him, appearing from or to the district bus stop towards Wimbledon. Tons of pages upon pages of photographs. Date marked, all of them directly from the camera files. They seem to go back, just eyeing it, seem to go back more than a year and a half, and 2 years. The entire hard drive is chock full of them.
This is indeed something. I'm immediately going to open the email computer and email some of the best images straight to Mission Control, of course.
Yeah, the guys at the flop house would probably appreciate this load. But yeah, there is a ton of them. Might actually be fastest grabbing the computer and going.
Yes, I'll send an initial email just to get the ball rolling on this individual, see what we can find, and then I will pop the hard drive out if I can. Or is it a small laptop?
Yeah, it is. It's a fairly small laptop, but you, how proficient are you at technology?
I have 2 dots.
Yeah. Do you have your computer tools with you?
I don't think I would have brought them. No, never mind. I'll have to just bring the whole thing. I'll quickly shut it down, put the computer under my arm, and I'll remark, I'm taking in his computer for further analysis. I think there could be some good stuff on here. I come out and give Ellis a curt nod, and then give one to Richard as well.
Great. Good job. I sort of peer into the kitchen. I see that the fridge has been open. Was there anything else in there? I'm guessing just the normal shelves and cupboards and stuff.
Yeah, there's not much normal with the kitchen. There's vitamin powders, some bodybuilder, the nutrition, that sort of stuff. And the blender, which is really dirty and has like crusted remains of mixed vegetables in it.
There's nothing here.
Well done, Michael. I opened some of the cupboards, though, at random.
Yeah, random cupboards. There's some smear marks of liquid, but yeah, and there's not much, not in the cupboards.
Good. Well, we'll let the other investigators take over and look at this crime scene. I think we have enough for now. I turn to the others. What do you say? Gabrielle, do you want to go to the Walrus and the Carpenter?
Sure, but this is not a crime scene.
This?
Is it a crime to try to kill yourself?
In some religions it is. You know, I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
I smile and I shrug.
In short, Ellis, they are going to want to investigate the scene, but that's their business, not ours. Let's get going.
Of course.
Yeah. And I sit down back into my wheelchair and start rolling out.
I think I will go behind Paul and actually take the wheelchair and help him, if he lets me.
Yeah, I say thanks. I'm really sort of tired in my arms, and my whole body is aching a bit.
Yeah, the corridor outside is still and quiet. No reminders of the bloodshed inside. Elevator ride down, and the concerned guard, not smart enough to ask any questions, he just gives you a curt nod and good luck, guys. Sad thing, this. Sad thing.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Dave is waiting in the car. As soon as he sees you, he revs the engine and the car is ready to screech off. And pops the door. He's like, yeah, where to?
As I'm seeing that the wheelchair is getting folded and put in the back, I help myself in and I say, we are going to Old Billingsgate, Walrus and the Carpenter.
That's like 3 blocks from here.
Also, arrange for another car to come and meet us there. I'd like to get this, tapping the laptop, back to HQ as soon as possible.
Sure. I mean, I can jump into a cab and get it there stat. Or I'll call in the car. He's on the phone, calling in the car.
Yeah, I suppose we might as well have Dave with us for now, unless I don't think he was doing much other good use, anyways.
Yeah, he's revving the engine. It's like, yeah, okay, pick if they're gonna be around these parts in, let's say, 15 minutes, barring the usual horrible traffic.
That's good. We'll start there ourselves.
So yeah, we got 6:13 now. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and sundown 10:45.
I look back as far as I can look without hurting myself. And I look at Gabrielle and I ask, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go in yourself?
What? I look at you like I was far away in my thoughts. What do you think? Do you think your wheelchair will be noticed?
Yeah. I feel like I'm mostly an obstacle right now. And yeah, I may have been a bit too harsh before. I'm sorry about that.
Indeed. Maybe it is best, Ellis, if you take the lead on this one. You've had hunches correct so far. Maybe your hunch will be correct again. And I give you an odd smile before looking out the window.
I look at Francis and... What? What happened? This is... Sure. I can go in. If that is what you want, I will go in.
Well, the hunch that you do have, Ellis, is that this person, if he's the one you think. He's not gonna show up before sundown.
No. But I could go in there and ask questions.
He seems to have been a regular. Or at least that's what Michael told you.
Yeah.
That's how I spotted him. One of the pool places, there every night. The face of a dead man. That's how I recognized him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it takes less than 3 minutes to get there with the car. He makes a guerrilla parking straight across the road between 2 delivery trucks. It's not perfectly legal, but it's close. The pub is just like a couple of blocks away from the pub where you met Michael earlier. This is probably his true regular pub. So it's a dark place, low ceiling, and lit with these dimmed, tasteless bulbs looking like candle flames. Dark paintings of wolf hunts and old moors. 3 big pool tables at the back. Like right now, only one of them is occupied by a bunch of kids. One of them is handling the pool cue in an atrocious manner, having it point down towards the floor. There's a sprinkling of the after-work crowd coming in. This place is going to be busy in an hour, but right now it's fairly calm.
I go in there. Do the others follow me, or do they stay in the car?
I shall stay in the car for now, saying, I'll follow shortly. Just got to make a phone call or 2.
I turn to Francis as you say this, then I just nod towards Gabrielle as you start making your way out. So what did you find exactly on the computer? Did you find any films or photos for things you've been taken for?
As I'm about to make a phone call, I will remark to Richards, I found an awful lot of photos of a particular individual. Maybe this individual is the individual we're looking for in this pub. I'm going to try and run it back as soon as the car gets here. But in the meantime, I'm just going to call Kitawara just a moment. And I shall call Anna Kitawara.
I just ask as you call. Male? Female?
Male.
Good. Okay. We could put 2 possible alleles then. 2 possible faces.
Yeah, Kitawara here.
Sergeant, I'm afraid I have some grave news that I need to get sorted now.
Sean, can you turn that down? Turn that down. There's some sort of voice recording in the back. It fades away. Okay, say again.
So, Anna, from this point on, I'm afraid I have to say that Sergeant Gabriel Ellis has been compromised. Her condition is impairing her judgment, and her motivations are unclear. We are still going to use her in the operation. However, from this point onwards, she will be considered the same status as an enemy informant. For now, this only goes to yourself and, of course, Mr. Khan, and all who need to know. We're going to pretend like everything's normal. But this is important. The second, her actions or orders even countermand myself or Richards. Rank must be ignored, and we must be listened to. Do you understand?
You know, we'll have a snatch team ready. The one thing that Isaac told me is that the thing that pulls these investigations apart, the biggest threat, that's paranoia. Are you 100% sure she's compromised, as you say? We know about her habit. Is she compromised?
I frown. I look a little at Richards, and I say yes. The incident that has just taken place, it's no suicide. I saw the body, Anna. The wounds on the neck. No one can perfectly puncture their own jugular that neatly. I don't quite know how she did it, but I also know that her withdrawal symptoms have completely vanished. Somehow she got a fix. Put 2 and 2 together.
We'll have a stat sheet ready. Is there any specific point we need to deploy to be close?
Trust Richards on that one. Like I said, for now I think it would be more dangerous to the mission if we take her in now. It's no point, and it won't help her. We're going to try and let her lead the investigation as she sees fit. Possibly, whether her condition matters, or if maybe she even already has contacts she's not telling us. She might be the only way we can actually get this resolved in the time frame.
This is your call. You're leading the investigation. It's acknowledged that there is a risk, a serious risk. We'll have Dave, Ussel, and Shirley in the car coming to you. It's gonna be the haul wagon. It's gonna be the moving wagon. They're gonna be in the back. Shirley's gonna be in the front as driver. The other ones are gonna stay hidden. You will ride up front. There's enough room for 3 of you up there.
Good. I'd hate to say it, but at this point, Paul would notice there is a slight hesitance in my voice that isn't characteristic of me normally, but there is on this thing. She could even be considered dangerous. I don't know what she could do if she was cornered, so please use caution.
Acknowledged. Shall we go in with the hot gear?
You might have to. But again, I'm going to... I look to Paul. He's more experienced in this than myself. He'll have the final word. You understand, Paul?
Can you put Paul on the line?
Certainly, and I'll hand the phone over to Paul.
Okay, what I hear. So, snatch or eliminate?
At this point, I believe that she is more loyal to us than her condition. I believe she is acting erratically and on impulse, but I don't think she would act actively to harm us. I think snatch is, at this point, more appropriate. It's more hesitance than it would be from me usually, but this is a very strange situation.
I hear you, and we'll have snatch as priority 1, and we'll dust as priority 2 then.
It should be fine. She should be fine. She.
Yeah, she should be fine. We standard protocol. Okay, there is no standard protocol. This protocol went out years ago on this, but what we have found is that medical examination, thorough one, is a good idea. So the sooner we can do that, fresher symptoms and so on. We don't know the progress of it, so the sooner we try to do it immediately when we suspect.
I would advise that we deal with the issue at hand, with the possible bombing, and try to get by tonight. And then I would suggest we have it as a routine checkup, because we already know that she has some sort of condition, and we do that tomorrow.
Gotcha. You realize that you realize I'm gonna have to keep this from Khan. He's gonna want to act immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, you got until midnight. I can hold him off, I think. And he's gonna start to at least want an action plan when he hears the details of what went down.
Yeah, I understand. But, yeah.
I'm with you, and I believe in you. Also, give her the benefit of the doubt. There's a chance that you're seeing things. Okay?
I'm doing my best.
All right. What do you need from me? More than that, I'll discreetly mobilize the team. I won't tell them the identity of the target until you do, okay?
As I understand, Ward has sent over a few photos, as long with Ellis. We have the possible name for one person. Have you had any progress in matching any of this with footage?
I just got the files. I have no idea about the context. These come from the suspect, the victims.
Michael, whatever part he played in this is the persons that he has been fixated with, possible people with similar conditions that the one of Sergeant Ellis.
He's not in any current crime databases. I've just ran his face quickly, and there's nothing we can find in anyone who's active right now. I haven't run it against CCTV. I haven't had the time to do that, waiting orders and so on. And there's just like 30 photos. Is this it?
I think there might be more on the actual laptop. We're looking to get that into you as soon as possible.
Good. Yeah, the sooner the better. What do you want me to do with this?
I want to see if there is any match with what we have currently going on in Croydon. Most of this seemed to have taken place here near Old Billingsgate, near the pub called the Walrus and the Carpenter. Seems to have been the local hangout for this Michael. And the sketched woman, I am not sure. All we have is that they are potential subjects with the same symptoms that he seemed to be obsessed with.
Gotcha. And if he was clued in, they might be the real thing. Okay. Please send me whatever if you find anything significant. I'll keep running these. I'll try to CCTV match the face. Any particular locations in Croydon you want me to start on?
Before that, did you notice the name scribbled at one of the paintings or the drawings?
No, I did not. Okay, let me look. Yeah, there, I see it. Yes, Duchesky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run that too. See if there's anything, any connection to what we have. As for places in Croydon, the attacks so far that we've had, it's still just, there's no clear connection, is there?
There's been spread out protester violence, whether this is systematic obfuscation or whether it's actually a pattern. I can try to match to the locations where violent activities or sabotage or rioting has happened in the South London Croydon area. I can that's at least narrows it a little bit.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of in Croydon, as it's far off, I don't know if there are any big public spaces. It would be train stations, East Croydon Station, West Croydon Station, otherwise possible areas for gang activity, if that's what we would have.
Yeah, we're talking about Croydon here. So, yes, give me a while. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna see if this guy has been involved with anything or if he picks up. If you can get the better and the more clear shots you can get of me, the easier it's gonna be, of course.
I look back into the backseat. Are you sitting on the laptop now, Ward? Are you working with it as we are going?
I am, yes.
Yeah, we are on that. We'll see also if we can get any possible video footage, as I see he was charged for filming or something like that, which you mentioned.
Good. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think that's it for you now.
Okay. Yeah. I need to connect with our guys at the train station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just ping us if there's anything, and
we'll do it, Kitara. Talk to you later.
Good luck. And yeah, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. 10-4 out.
And I look back to Francis, and I hand you the phone, and I say, "So, are you finding anything?"
Well, let me see.
They are date organized, the pictures. That's the closest thing to an order you can get for quick searches, and the amount of them is just staggering.
That means I'm going to start searching then from the most recent dates.
Going backwards, the days around the protest. There's someone who does. Is that him? Is that the guy? Maybe the same person. He seems to wear the same leather jacket almost all the time. Petrov jacket. He's wearing plaid shirts, black vest, Martens. It's like the eternal Ramones rocker in every picture. But look at that. This is just a few days before the G20 protests. Yeah, there he is. This tattooed guy in the company of what looks like several protesters heading towards the subway. Among them, is a slight figure in a red jacket over a keffeya, wearing a bright backpack.
Does this look familiar? I'm going to try my best to focus then on this image and see if I can zoom in or get more detail.
It seems like they are just about to round a corner. The person is looking behind him, ushering the girl into an alleyway. There's a blur, a black blur. passing behind them. Like something moving fast, low, dark.
I focus on these images. This is good. I highlight them. I quickly draw them to a folder. Mark important.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but going back, it doesn't seem like any more meetings with them. But who is that? Who is that other person? They're in the company of a distinct-looking, gangly, worn, middle-aged ginger in a 50s-style leather jacket and a nondescript suit under it. He's clearer in the early pictures. There's only like 10 with the red jacket over the cafe. You have followed that jacket, you've followed that cap. You know that backpack, you've opened it.
Yes. Yes, I remark to Richards. Yes. I have to admit I was really worried this might actually not pay off, but this is connected. Somehow he was connected with at least these individuals. I'm going to start making files for all these pictures I'm finding that correlate. Obviously we need to do a mass correlation, but we might be able to find something. I'm starting now to look less at people and more giveaways of locations. Any way I can triangulate addresses or see if I know what areas he was in when he was taking these photos. This is a lot to ask, and it's going to take some time, but I'm trying to at least see if I can get the groundwork started.
Yeah, okay. You're probably gonna need people, but here we go. Just flickering through them. The light of the computer screen illuminating his face as the afternoon light in the London streets get slowly darker and taking a slightly brownish hue. Brownish like the interior of the pub. There's a slight, ever so slight smell of smelled beer or piss. It's hard to tell. And you are inside, Gabrielle Ellis.
Yes. I go to the bar.
There's two girls in their 20s behind the bar. They're talking to each other, bored. One of them is looking at an SMS on her Nokia phone. The other one lights up with a bright smile on her pale, freckled face and comes up to you. Well, hello there. Hi, I'm Janie. What can I do for you?
Hi, Janie. I'm actually looking for someone that I think is a regular here. His name is Kenneth Wilson. Do you know him?
He's in the pool league?
The what?
He's in the pool league, right?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Short guy, reddish hair, always wears the same leather jacket. Is that the guy?
Yeah. I wonder, do you know... Do you think he will come in here tonight?
He's got an open tab. I think it's running around... It's running around 150 right now. So I don't think so. Haven't seen him in a few days, actually, since they ran up that horror tab and just left the other night.
Oh, no. How much is it? The tab?
Yeah, 150 quid.
Do you know? I could actually cover that. Kenneth is an old friend of mine, but I haven't heard from him for a while, so I'm a bit worried. Do you have, like, a phone number or any other place, he used to hang out? I will gladly cover that tab for you.
If you're his friend and you owe him money or something, I'm not anyone to question that. Okay. Let me think. Look, he should be written up in the pool league records. I mean, he's been in the pool league every single time since I started working here, like 4 years ago. So yeah, surely this, at least, yeah. She pulls out a leather ledger. It looks like it's been around since the 60s or something. The orange imitation leather, clearly giving its way its pedigree. It's filled of scribbled handwriting, most of it very fine in a blue point pen, done like your grandmother would do it or something. Very perfect, tight handwriting, the kind they don't teach in school anymore. Yeah, he's the record keeper, so that's his handwriting and notes right there, right all over it.
Can I have a look?
Sure. She pushes the points, ledger, and attendance records for the pool league across the table.
I flip to see if there's any phone numbers or addresses or anything.
It's divided between a British snookers rules club, and then there's the American pool club is playing by American rules, and that's where you have this exquisite handwriting. He doesn't seem to be interested in the snooker side of things. No, he's just got pizza delivery notes stuck in there or something. But at first glance, there's nothing personal, no details like that.
Is there any names of the other pool members?
Yeah, they're listed there. So there's looks like there's 12 people who seem to be showing up a lot, at least recently in the last months. There seems to be quite a steady group.
Yeah, I take out my notebook and writes down the names. I give her my card also to pay his bill.
Yeah, Janine looks at you curiously. Her process is like, yeah, those are the other people in the league. Yeah, I think it's like half of them has stuck on for a year or two at least. Yeah, Brian, he's gone. Yeah, that was 2 years since we saw him. It just suddenly crushed the last league. You can see it right there, 2007. But yeah, no, he didn't show.
At what time do they usually gather at nights?
Dominic is already in the corner over there, nursing the cider, I believe. He's the bald fellow. Yeah, the bald fellow in the striped shirt over there in the corner.
Great. Just give me a receipt for that payment, if you please. And I will go and talk to him. So thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, she takes your card, runs it, enters it as manual tip, smiles and rips off the piece of paper. Tell him he's welcome to rejoin the league anytime, okay? When you see him.
Yeah, sure, thank you. I go over to that Dominic.
Dominic is immersed in the sun. Yeah, it looks like the football part. Sports pages. His eyes focused on some cricket league table.
I go up to him. Hi, are you Dominic?
That is my name, yes?
Yes, I'm so sorry to disturb you. I'm looking for Kenneth. Do you know where he is?
So am I. Yeah, you seen him?
Not for a while, actually. That's why I'm looking for him. I'm a bit worried.
I waited for him here. I waited for him at the bus. It's like, next thing, am I going to go to Wimbledon and look for him? I don't know.
Wimbledon?
I don't know. Yeah, he always takes that bus.
Which bus?
I guess that's where he lives or something. Yeah, the bus from Wimbledon this way.
I see.
The district bus. We tend to meet him there in the evening. We walk here. We talk our tactics. We crush all opposition. We are a well-oiled team, and we're missing the prime cog of our mathematical motor of geometrical physical mayhem, using perfectly circular objects, you know?
Yeah, I know. Do you have a phone number or something to Kenneth, or just mind to give me that address in Wimbledon?
No address. We meet him as we say. He's a bit of a quirky fellow. We meet him at the stop.
The stop in Wimbledon?
I don't know, what is this about? Like, who are you?
Old girlfriend. Trying to reconnect. I gave him my best smile. You know what it is.
He looks at you up and down. Can't really. The smile and demeanor and your continued conversation will determine whether he trusts you or not. So, what would you say is an appropriate role to calm him down a little bit?
Wits and subterfuge, then.
Go for it. Yeah.
2. 2 blanks. I don't know what that means.
That means no successes, and then how many successes? 2 of them. How do you continue the conversation? He looks a bit stumped. I didn't know he. I mean, I've been with him for we've been friends for 2 years, and we never mentioned you.
Yeah, I know it ended a bit weird. It actually was more than 2 years ago then we dated, but we got in touch not long ago, and by chance, and we decided that we wanted to meet each other again and like reconnect. But then he kind of ghosted me, I guess. He didn't answer. I'm kind of, I'm a bit of a weirdo myself. I just want some answers, I just want to talk to him and see if what happened. So it would be nice just to meet him up, see what he's up to.
Okay, try his day job. Try his day job. Why not? He says he's working at the train depot in Croydon.
Train depot?
That's what I know. Yeah, he's working at the train depot in Croydon. That's where he is all days. Comes in after work, lives for the pool.
Sure.
He complains a lot about work. It seems to be a lot of graffiti cleaning. That part of the city and all that,
Thank you, Dominic. We'll see if I can get a hold of him. But I tell you said hi. If I see him.
Yeah, and say to him this when you see him. Look him in the eyes and say, Thursdays is the god of Thunder's day, and that's where we shall smite those fucking North Londoners. Okay? Thursday.
Yes, Thunder Day.
Holy things. Okay.
Well, thank you. I go back out again.
Good luck, girl. And I have a million questions for you, but none of them appropriate for... Cheers, girl! He raises the cider and takes a couple of deep gulps and returns to his paper.
Thank you, Dominic. I go out back to the car.
You see, from approaching outside towards the car, you see Francis' face illuminated by a computer screen flashing.
I raise an eyebrow as you return, looking up from the screen, and remark, well...
Michael talked about a guy that he's been following, a guy with a leather jacket. And he hangs out here at this bar, that's why we went here. But he hasn't been here for a while, so I snooped around a bit, and it seems like he works at a train depot in Croydon. And since Croydon is something that we should investigate, I say we go there.
Do you know which one? Do you know which station?
The train depot.
Yeah, it must be the one just north of East Croydon Station. Good. Great, we've actually pinned down a few characters that could be associated, and we even have pictures of people together with Javeria during the protest, a group. Among them one with a clear leather jacket.
Let me see.
Probably him.
Yes, I'll turn the screen and show her the now collected files that I've now hopefully have at least individualized some of these individuals.
Yeah, you have some good pictures, or as good as possible. Yeah. There's a shiver runs down your spine as you see the red jacket, the keffiyeh, the cap. In a flash, you remember her calm eyes, dilated pupils just before she drops soundlessly into the void.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the chronicle No Man is an Island for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Our storyteller was Martin Ericsson, and we were also joined by Anna-Karin Linder. The music was created by Lola Zaza for the game Vampire Prelude, We Eat Blood and All Our Friends Are Dead, and was used with permission from White Wolf. The sound effects are from the fine folks at freesound.org. Finally, a big thank you to our patrons. This podcast would not be possible without your generous support on Patreon. You give us so much energy, help us cover our costs, and open up time to record and edit. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And remember, death is not the end.